William Cook, $5, says Colin, Cowherd hates the Cowboys. I never take what he says seriously. He does not understand Jerry. To be fair, not many do understand Jerry. I actually don't think Colin hates the Cowboys. Colin simply loves engagement. That's his job. And nobody, no team, no player generates engagement quite like the Dallas Cowboys. I've lost count over the years. This is not unique to Cowherd. But how many different new America's teams there are. Every offseason, this is the new America's team. This is the new America's team. And it's always in comparison still to Dallas. It's never actually been passed off. That's how it goes. But William, thank you, and I pretty much agree. Again, every $5 super thanks gets you in to our George Pickens jersey raffle. Super thanks or super chat. Send them in. $5, and we'll raffle that off at the end of the offseason. Cyclonic Paradigm, a $50 super chat that came in during our Madden Sim. Early prediction, I think the Cowboys could go 10-7 this year. I don't disagree. That actually was my record prediction. It's a tough schedule. There's a lot of unknown, especially with your coaching staff. Kind of makes them more of a wild card than they've been in kind of a long time. But I do think 10 wins is a very realistic outcome for the Cowboys. $5, Trevante Johnson. Tom and Chris, who are your favorite Cowboys of all time? Who's your favorite team or players? T.O.? I was going to go with Rolando McClain, just because Alabama, who was something. Also, T.O. was cool. T.O. was cool for the 3 years he was a Cowboy, and then FTO beyond that. Yeah, that's just that. I went full cognitive dissonance. FTO. He signed. He's cool. He's gone. FTO. That's all it was for me. His all-time for me is Deion Sanders. Love him. Didn't play very long, like not maybe even a true Cowboy, but like Deion is my all-time favorite player. Just everything about him is so freaking cool. And then like more recent history, I loved Sean Lee. Because Sean Lee just like, if he had just stayed healthy, we would have put him in the Luke Kuechly Hall of Fame linebacker. That's how good he was. It's a great question, Javante. You guys can let me know your favorite all-time Cowboy in the comments as well. Billy Stone, any truth to the Micah Patriots stuff? Well, I don't even know if I'm going to put this on a future video. The answer is no. It stems from essentially a Patriots blog being like, they've got cap space. Like, I'm sure, honestly, all 32 teams probably are monitoring the Micah and Watt stuff. Not for a trade. Those guys aren't going to get traded. But for like, how does the market change? It's not anything to be afraid about. Like the deal is going to get done. It's a matter of when and how much it costs them. But I do believe in democracy here. So what would you do with Micah Parsons? T for trade, K for keep. Let me know in the comments of today's show. Of note, we are still doing the Micah Parsons decision pool. You pick the date Micah signs or is traded. Can Venmo me at Tom Downey. $5 to get in. And we'll do a 50-50 split the pot for the winner. Go to chatsports.com/Micah to see the entries in there so far. Closest one wins. CGW. I'm excited to see what the new rookies can do this year. What draft pick surprised you during the draft? I thought it was Booker. I didn't think they were going to go guard in round one. Maybe they thought a lot more that it was going to be Ted McMillan was there. That's who they would have taken if he had gotten there. Like that, I feel very good about what I know there. I think I even said the day before, like, I don't think they're going to do it. Never say never. It's the draft, but I don't think so. And then they did it. So I think that one for me. Everything else, like Ezra Raku and Ravel, I was hyped by because it was like the best players on my board. Unlinked Goose Gaming, thoughts on Darnell Washington Dallas. We have a full video on this on the channel. It also mentioned Luke Schoonmaker to Miami, and then 20 minutes later they traded. The Dolphins got Darren Waller. Wild-ass trade. I would have interest. I think he's an upgrade over what you have in terms of your blocking tight end, even though I do like Brevin Spanford. I don't know if Pittsburgh would do it. But I'd call. Like, that's stuff I would call about if I were the Cowboys. If I were the GM, I'd make a lot more calls than what I think Dallas does. This Dak Prescott number t-shirt, number shirt jersey, jersey shirt, whatever you want to call it, is on clearance. $10. Was $39 previously. Chatsports.com/Dak shirt. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Ecuador man, I'm an FSU and a Braves fan. Got to go Prime. I mean, that just works perfectly. I'm also a Reds fan because I only pick teams that like don't win shit while I'm alive, but won some before I was born. Go figure. So that also kind of applies. Like, you know, it works for Deion. So Deion for me is just everything about him. All right, Eric Dockery, #Cowboys. Concerning the injuries of the boys in recent years, what's your take on the training staff? Is the responsibility more on the athlete? It's a great question. And I'll say this too. There is a very real, if not majority, elements of we just can't control that. Like, you planted wrong. Your ACL's torn. Like, what are you really supposed to do there? You're out there running around and you get upended and you land on your shoulder. Well, now it's dislocated. What are you supposed to do there? Like, if there were an actual answer, we would have figured out how to get injuries down significantly. In the end, football is a violent sport from a contact and the non-contact perspective. Like, the human body is not designed to plant and run at some of the speeds and angles that NFL players do. I do want to acknowledge that. At times, the training staff probably has an issue. At other times, if you want to listen to what they say about Diggs, maybe that was his fault. Like, I think to an extent, the speed at which we run is probably not good for our foot. It's kind of like for example, this is a non-NFL related one, but like I'll do two. Basketball. All of these Achilles tears, we know the risks. Those calves are strained. It's going to lead to a torn Achilles. But what are you going to do? Tell Halliburton to not play in the NBA Finals of Game 7? Of course he's going to play. Golf. The human knee is not designed for that level of speed and torque. It's just not. So injuries are going to happen. Sometimes it's the training staff. Sometimes it's the players. In majority, it's just football. It's what happens. Another 50 came in today from Cyclonic. Said they got a Lamb jersey from Walmart. He would love to sign Asante Samuel for depth. I think they'll say he's too expensive to get him. I'll say this. I would like him. The Cowboys don't like the arm length that he brings, so why they didn't take him in the draft. The biggest issue with Asante Samuel isn't the cost. It's the injury history. Speaking of that stuff, he had a neck surgery back in April. Is going to get rechecked at some point this month, probably around camp. If it checks out, he'll probably sign somewhere. I think in the end, Samuel might not fit because he wants to cash in next offseason. You go to a place like Dallas where you're the stopgap option, you might not get to cash in. Name a player who you want to sign. Let me know in the comments of today's show. William Cook, what do you think about the Netflix Cowboys series? First off, William, thank you. $10 super chat. I'm excited for it. I suspect it'll be very pro-Jerry in the end because there's the relationship they don't want to burn the bridge of there. But like I would almost like to see like documentary version of the Jeff Pearlman, I think it's Boys Will Be Boys book. I don't read ever. That was like the last book I read. I read it like in high school or college. Or I guess it was after college because I did read some in college because I had to for school. Now I just read sports stuff. I kind of want to see like the 90s Cowboys, all the cool stuff in the wins, but also like the debauchery would be super fun too. I'm going to watch it. It'll probably be very pro Jerry in the end. We'll have Cowboys videos each and every single day. Hit that sub button. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV. CGW. I personally knew Skip was a fake fan of the Cowboys. Sure, he covered them, but when they lost, why did he degrade them? Let me let you in on a secret here for Skip Bayless. He's not a fan. He's never been a fan. He's never been a good journalist either. Skip is not worth paying attention to. He set back sports media and sports fandom conversation discussion 50 years with all of his nonsense. He lost my respect when he falsely tried to out Troy Aikman 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Yeah, about that time frame. Like, don't listen to Skip. Skip's not a fan. The only thing Skip cares about is himself. He will rage bait. He will fake stories. He is not worth your time or energy. He degraded them because it got attention. It's all he cares about. He is not a real fan and should not be treated as anything other than just an engagement clown. Theodore Briggs, Grover Stewart or DeForest Buckner trade. Both played with Eberflus. In my world, I'd love it. In the Colts world, though, and they fit the Cowboys, I would love it. Awesome. I don't think it makes much sense for Indy. That is an organization that, unfortunately is going some organizational upheaval uncertainty after the death of Jim Irsay, but they're kind of all coaching for their jobs and front officing for their jobs because they haven't won enough. Their backups behind Stewart and Buckner are cheap, non-guaranteed Neville Gallimore, Cowboys legend, Tommy Adebawari, a 4th-round pick, Tim Settle, your guy Chris, a 6th-round pick, 2022 6th-rounder they signed out of free agency, and Eric Johnson, Devonta Davis. They need Stewart and Buckner. Now, if they're bad in early October, we can revisit. Next offseason, we can revisit. Right now, not going to happen. Even though I would like to acquire a defensive tackle because I don't like this room. Those guys can be tough to find. I can find a Jordan Phillips. That might not be good enough for Cowboys. So, will they trade for a DT? Y for yes, N for no. Unlinked Goose Gaming and about a dozen other people asking about Stephon Gilmore today. We'll see. Honestly, checking again in early August. He signed, I think, August 7th last year, somewhere in that ballpark. If Dallas gets to the first week and change, 2 weeks and change of camp, and they go, we're not good enough here, they could call Gilmore. I think he's got interest. I just don't know if that is the likely outcome right now for the Cowboys, even though I think it would be a logical pickup for Dallas in the end.